Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm definitely popping on here a bit later than usual, but I made it because those of you that are following know I'm on this 100-day challenge. So today is number 14 of live streaming every day, and it was tricky. I was just like, the day was coming to a close. I was like, oh, I gotta get on there, make it happen. But I'm really excited to be here and to see you guys on here tonight. So yeah, today I wanted to just share a Law of Attraction story that I had. It's a fun one. It happened a couple years ago. And so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Shane Warren. I think I have a cool graphic here now with my name. Hey. Yeah. And so let's see where I want to start the story. So a couple years ago, so this is 2018, I believe. I probably should have double checked, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2018 as memory serves right. I was attending a event in St. Louis, and it was a conference type event for Amazon, for Amazon like software that I was using at the time. Really cool. Got to meet some cool people, and good vibes, having a good time. And when I left that event, one of the women that I had met there, when we were like hanging out after the event, you know, going to dinner and stuff, she had mentioned that she had just went to a Tony Robbins event prior to this one that we were at. And so I remember talking with her and just hearing, you know, how her experience, and just me thinking like, man, I really want to attend a Tony Robbins event, because I've read some of his books and, you know, follow, you know, some of his content online, and that was just a desire of mine. Like, man, I would love to attend his like event. And so that was just a thought that I had. And like I said, I'm at this Amazon conference thing. And when I ended up leaving that event, going back home, I ended up getting a message from this woman who said she had just went to the Tony Robbins event. And she was like, hey, there's these people, they're putting together basically like a fund to where basically to allow a group of like military veterans to attend the Tony Robbins event for free. And I was just like, ooh. And so this woman actually knew I was a veteran because I had came up in conversation when we were hanging out. And so she connected me to the person who is heading it up and raising the money to make this happen. And just really cool guy. And so I reached out to him, and then he was like telling me like the gist of it, that he has this GoFundMe page and they collected these funds, and that it would cover our basically ticket to the event plus our hotel, and then the only thing I had to pay for was my flight, because this was in New Jersey. I was still in Portland, Oregon at the time. But I just remember thinking how awesome that was, right? Like I went from just thinking a thought like, man, it really would be nice to attend a Tony Robbins event, only to some days later end up finding out that I'm going to be able to attend an event for free. With that being said, I did end up contributing to the fund that he had put together, but still I was able to be a part of that group. And yeah, so this is just the start of the story, right? So as I flew out there to the event, so we were told that the tickets we were going to have, you know, we're going to be up in the bleachers somewhere, you know, probably like nosebleed type tickets, which was fine. You know, we're still excited. We're going to be at this event, and it was really cool to just being there, like meeting all the other veterans that came to the event. Being a military veteran, you know, and being veterans, you know, we definitely bond on a different level, you know, because we have rather unique experiences. And so I just remember the joy of that, because we all met up, you know, the night before at the hotel. They had like a dinner for us, and yeah, so this is the start. So we find out we're gonna go the next morning. So here's where the fun stuff comes in. So as as we went to check in to the event the next morning for the first day, you know, very exciting, energy is high. What's really cool is we ended up finding out that because it happened to be Veterans Day weekend when we were there, and also Tony, I guess Tony and his team had heard about this group of veterans that was going to be there, they actually ended up upgrading our tickets to where we were able to be VIP. Although if you've been to a Tony Robbins event, there's different levels of VIP. So we were like the back VIP, but we were still floor level, but we were definitely in the back. And so it was really cool. Still that excitement that, like I said, we went from thinking we were just going to have these nosebleed tickets to now we're VIP, and it's like, woo, this is awesome. So we're floor level. So then I remember, you know, we did all the stuff, you know, to get checked in. And so we're at the event, and I swear to you, this first day was just so magical, right? Because it was already so magical, like I said, just being there, the fact that I just manifested, you know, this free, basically free ticket to attend this Tony Robbins event. But then as we're there in that first day, I just remember my energy, my vibe is high. I'm just so excited, bonding with everyone. And when we went to our area, and we're like found out where we were sitting, I remember, I guess, other good things that happened today. I ended up getting this really awesome like neck and shoulder massage from this woman who she said she just wanted to offer her skills to the veterans. And so she was like giving us all massages, and oh my goodness, that's probably one of the best neck and shoulder massages I had in a very long time. And it was cool too, like just her skill, because she was actually even able to just tell, I don't know, somehow by the way I was sitting or what, where like my pain points were and everything. So anyways, that was just one thing. So we'll add that in the manifestation list. And yeah, so again, we're there, VIP. And so again, I'm in high vibe, just had my massage. But it was still some time, because you check in early, so there's still like a lot of dead time before the event even started. So I remember I had a water bottle, and I was wanting to find some more water. I was also starting to feel kind of hungry. But I went and was like walking around this, because it's at like this stadium or whatnot. So I remember walking out the stadium and trying to find a water fountain, something to fill up my water bottle. And so I go to like one of the people who were working the event, and I went to this woman. I was like, hey, is there anywhere around here for me to fill my water bottle? And she's like, oh, like she looks and sees I'm VIP. She's like, oh, you're VIP. You can go up to the lounge. This is a funny one. So I go up to this lounge area that I did not know, but this woman told me I have access to. So I go up to this lounge, and it was just like walking into, I don't know, heaven. It's just like, there's like food platters everywhere, and just all this like buffet of just galore of awesomeness. So I fill up my water bottle, I get a plate, pile it up with a bunch of food, and like I'm excited because I was thinking like this was a perk that we didn't know we had. So I wanted to go tell all the other veterans, right? I was going to tell them like, yo guys, there's like a whole place with food that's free. So like I said, I load up my plate, I got my water bottle filled up, and I'm like power walking out to go back to all the rest of everyone to tell them that, you know, this heaven that I just walked into, the Garden of Eden of VIP-ness. So I go and I get some of the guys, and we're going back. All right, so this is what happened. Apparently, like I said, at the Tony Robbins events, they have different levels of VIP. So this glorious lounge that I somehow magically got access to, like they let me right on up. I was actually, I had someone direct me to where it was. The woman took me right there. But when we went back, there was a new guard in front, and then he was just like, nah. He's like, you this is for the Diamond Premier blah 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 VIP. Yeah, you're just the mere mortal VIP. But so sadly everyone else wasn't able to get that access. But I do think it's funny, like I feel like the reason why that happened, I guess for me innocently, is just from the energy that I was in. I was just in this just joyous energy, and then I just was able to go, and then I had luckily, I'm glad I filled up my plate before I left out because I wasn't getting back in. But but that's okay. So then there's another thing. So keep track, right, of this day. Just so much going on here that's just manifesting one after another. Of just this day was just so epic. So I'm just in these high vibes, and so again, the event is getting ready to get started. You know, pre-show, things are apping up. If you've been to Tony Robbins, it gets hype. And so I remember, I guess, because like I said, this is Veterans Day weekend. Again, Tony wanted some of the veterans to be seated up front, where basically like the celebrities and super duper VIP sit. Yeah, you know, the people who actually did have access to that special lounge. But he basically, I guess since there were some empty seats up there, he allowed like a few of us were able to go up and sit up there. And I guess they wanted, you know, some of us that had, you know, good energy, you know, nice and hyped up. And so I got selected as one of the chosen few for that first day, to go sit up. So like I said, we're already VIP, we're floor level, we're in back, but I got to go sit up in the front where, like I said, like the celebrities and everything else sit. And so I remember going up there, and so I ended up sitting next to, all right, Shaun White, you know, the Olympic snowboarder, I was already just kind of like, is this who I'm sitting next to? Like, because I remember like Shaun White, like he was like definitely one of my favorite snowboarders. I think I even had like a poster of him at one time. Like I was like starstruck. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So like I'm sitting there, and then next to me, this other amazing woman who I met ended up sitting next to me, and her name was Siri. I wish I could remember her last name, but basically she was like this gold medalist triathlon, like awesome person. And so, yeah, so then I'm sitting there in this, like I said, in this VIP area. And then in front of me is, I see this gentleman, very handsome gentleman. And I'm like, I know him from somewhere. Because like I said, I'm sitting in the area with all the I guess the big names. So I'm like looking at this guy, and like I'm running through IMDb in my head because I'm like, I know he's an actor. But I'm like, what do I know him from? So I'm just like staring this dude down. Like he's like a couple rows in front of me. And so as I'm looking, and I'm like trying to figure it out. And so if you've been to a Tony Robbins event, like usually when there's breaks, you do a lot of like high fives and hugs and massages and all kinds of things. So I also got a neck massage from Shaun White. But anyway, so this guy that I was trying to figure out who he was, ends up during one of those high five the people around you moments, came up to me and he's like, I know you. He's like, I watch your YouTube videos. I was like, what? And mind you, especially if you're watching this, like, I am not a big YouTuber. I am not famous. Like, so I'm just like, what are the odds that the guy who I was definitely staring down, because I'm like, I know you, that ends up coming to me and saying that he knows me and recognizes me from my YouTube. And when I finally did, at a later point, I finally got a chance to be able to talk to him. And so it turns out that he actually had watched one of my my Moldavite videos. And so he busted out like his little crystal bag and his Moldavite. And so it's like a cool little geek out moment. Yeah, so again, this day of just epicness of manifestation. And then what I really liked about that moment is I remember maybe some months before that happened, like just talking with one of my friends. I remember me and one of my friends was just walking down the street. And I remember in this conversation that we were having, because I think I was telling her about my desire of working on my YouTube or things like that. It's always been a desire. I just have never done so well with it. But at that time I was like talking to her like how I had this desire to build up my YouTube channel, all these things. And that I guess an offhanded desire that I had, I was like, man, it would be so cool to have someone like recognize me from YouTube. I don't know. It's just not that I don't really have any desire, I guess, to be like famous, but I just thought it would be, wouldn't it be cool? It'd be neat. And so I thought it was, so I do find it amazing that the universe provided this moment where and mind you, this is that was the first and to this date the only time that someone has recognized me in public from YouTube. But yeah, I just thought it was so cool that the universe provided that moment for it to happen to where I was, sitting in the VIP celebrity section at a Tony Robbins event and have, this actor, come to me and recognize me. And so it was a cool moment. But yeah, so I'm trying to think, so much happened that weekend. So I'm trying to see if there were any other cool points to add to this story. I think that honestly is just the gist of the fact that I manifested this, Tony Robbins event and all this good things happen. So I guess to sum it all up, I would say the key takeaway to this is it's amazing what can happen when you keep your vibrations high. Like I've noticed this in so many, like I have so many other stories and I'll probably save them for other lives. But when you're in that energy, the universe, like things will just flow and just sync up and even be better than you can imagine. So I highly, highly recommend, just the best you can to just to be in the best energy, right? And like I said, just trust and allow and then of course that's not to say, because I know this topic could be trickier, because I know some people, I guess, maybe go too far, because we're humans. We have a range of emotions. We have highs and we have lows. So I don't want to say to not be in your lows. Like obviously if something happens and sadness is called for, be in your sadness. But I will say in that to be fully in your sadness. And as you notice, as you do that, you'll allow it to actually flow through you to where it doesn't hold on to you. I think a lot of times if we resist emotions that we deem as, negative or low vibrational, if we resist them, then that makes them stay all the more, because what you resist persists. So in that, I don't want to discount, lower vibrations, because they have their place. They're a part of the human experience. So in that, definitely, like I said, just feel it fully, and you'll be amazed what happens when you actually allow yourself, let's say if you are in sadness, to just fully be sad, cry it out, feel it in your body, be totally present with it and love it. And then as you do that, you'll notice that it will actually flow to you, and that a peace will come that will be way better than just faking that you're happy. Because truth be told, we can't really fake being happy. So there is definitely power that comes from doing the work and just being present with yourself. And yeah, so I think but yeah, in that, definitely, like I said, do the work, and then you'll notice as you do the work within yourself, your inner self, you will find yourself being more in those higher vibrations. And as you're in those higher vibrations, you'll just have so much fun seeing what the universe lines up for you. Because I swear, I have so many stories of just epic, just moments where it's just like bam, bam, bam. It's just like, whoa, this is the best day ever. So yeah, let's see if I want to add anything else to that. I think that's that. Let me hop into chat. See some shout outs here. I see some awesome peeps popping in. Let's see if I can actually use the software right, because I know there's a way for me to add the comments up. So here we go. We got the bass tango. Yo, we in here, right? Let's get it. And then let's see, how do I make him go? And then we got JG. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We got the citywide agent, San Diego here. Enjoy your content. Oh, thank you so much. And San Diego. Hope you're all right out there. I know there's been fires out there in Cali, so I hope you're good. But I love San Diego, man. I haven't been out there in a minute, but I have family out there. I love Cali. Well, I'm actually originally from California, so. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone, for hopping on the stream. Unless anyone got any questions, anything else to add, any other hellos? But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap things up. But thank you. Oh, so you're good? All right. Good to hear you're safe. Um, so thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna be hopping on these. I got 100 day. I'm doing my 100 days of live stream. So this is day 14. And what I plan, I want to try to, at some point, maybe I'll get a regular time going. But right now, especially because I'm doing such a big commitment, it's like, it's hard for me to add too many commitments to myself because a part of me, it likes to be a free spirit. So it's tricky, yeah, setting myself to a time. Because that's one of the things I love about owning my own business, right? And being an entrepreneur, because I get to set my own time. And then usually I'm just like, I get to do, I have some element of freedom. Like freedom is definitely one of my core values. So it's so hard for me to keep things structured. But nevertheless, if you do want to hop on the lives, make sure, you know, you're subscribed, have that bell icon clicked. And one thing I just learned about the bell icon, because I didn't know there's a difference, that when you select it, there's a drop down and there's a selection to select all notifications, because I guess if you click it regular, it's only some of the notifications. So yeah, if you want them all, there's an option there that you need to actually select. I just learned that like yesterday. And then so also, if you can, give this video a thumbs up because that means a lot. And here on YouTube, all that YouTube jazz. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.